I'm curious if we... Okay, so live for a while. Something I should pay attention about. Audio bit rates looks good. Video bit rate relatively good. Video frame rate not so great, but that can't be helped. So let's start sharing this up before we begin. Okay. Looks like Death by Variance is also doing a traditional standard event. Hopefully we're going to be starting there. Okay, so we are going to be starting shortly. I'm just going to share this to... I'm going to share this to the groups, then we can start soon. Yeah, except I have to share this one by one. Okay. I don't think that can be fixed anymore at this point if it already breaks once now. No, I can't fit anymore. And if it's regular string, that's gonna break already. Sure, I'm gonna actually have to step back and do and bring something over. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of a while. Just be patient. You left already, but still, actually I don't know if you're still there or not. But no, it breaks. There's nothing I can do. You're gonna have to accept it. Okay, so okay, everything's shared up right now. So click to expand, mute this one. I don't know if it's good or if it could be better. I'll try to set up comments soon, but definitely we are starting now. So hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be testing out drafting core sets for the first time, and this is a very different one. We are not just drafting one core set, we are drafting all three core sets. So it's 19 first, then 20, then 2021. So at least we get that interesting break. It's actually a good way to break it up before we get to the next core set, which is actually Forgotten Realms. I probably should also set up the side screen to see if I can get comments up. I don't know how, I'm not that familiar how to set it up. Let's see, window capture. Okay. That's not the window capture I want. I want Facebook. So it's a stream watching the stream, so that's super awkward. And I wish there's a way to cut it off, but nope, that does not work, so we can forget about that. I'll figure it out one of these days. Just not today. Also, it looks like it's gonna be a while before seats start filling up, so just a little bit of awkward news there. Yeah, I really need to figure out how to get comments properly. Another thing I could do is I could shrink the screen first. I could shrink the screen, then have the comments up on the side. That's one thing I can do. My only issue is that I'm running with super low bandwidth as it is, so I'll try my best to read out comments as they come up. Yeah, so if you're tuning in, just throw like, let me know you're there. And away we go. We got the seats filled up. So we'll be doing core set draft. Wishing everyone... I'm just going in this one blind right now, so not too sure what to expect. I probably would expect a better rare than this. But okay, let's see what are other decent options. Elementals is something that we can kind of try to push through if we force it. Electrify is always good. That's something I would probably just take this one instead. Yeah, I'm gonna take the removal usually. I'm gonna force Electrify. My only concern is that we're losing out on... We're gonna force cutting red. I'm hoping to get some white back, but it might end up being blue. Not looking so great. I will take the Electrify. I do like taking Ajani's Last Stand also, but it's a bit of a setup. I'm gonna take the safer Electrify and get punished by not taking Cleansing Nova. I will definitely take Cleansing Nova though. That's for certain. So it's a bit of a shame. We could have comboed Ajani's Last Stand into Cleansing Nova. We just need to have one creature on the board prior. That would have been a perfect setup. But we can't always see it all. Could always use more copies of Cleansing Nova. Rat effects are always good. Heroic Reinforcement is also always good. I'm definitely taking this one. I know that Spellgorger Weird is present if it's not in M20 or M21, if not both. So I'm definitely going to take the Heroic Reinforcements. 4 mana for two creatures with haste. That's perfectly reasonable, fine. And it does want me to set up a low curve here. So at this rate, I want to have Cleansing Nova to be the top end as much as possible. So I'm on the lookout for lots of cheap creatures. We did pass a Bogart Brute. That would qualify as a very good creature to follow up with Heroic Reinforcements. So we're looking for creatures. We're looking for removal. We got the Bogart Brute again. We also got the Electrify again. Ugh. I'm gonna take the Electrify again first, though I'm probably gonna get punished by not getting creatures. But we need to have. This is a tough one, but this one's probably 4 mana for straight 4 damage. I'm willing to take this one, even if it hits creatures, because at the most part the only problem becomes green, so that's where Cleansing Nova comes in. So I'm willing to take this setup here. That said, we do have an expensive. Well, Pegasus Courser would have been the other option, but oh come on, I'm not passing a Lightning Strike. So far we're all removal. Now we just need a way to win. That's not just Heroic Reinforcements. We need a way to straight up win. We can be on the lookout for cards that when we cast non-creatures or cast instants and sorcery, like a Gutter Snipe looks good. There's a Knight's Pledge for if we want to go even cheaper. Havoc Demons is fine, but I'm gonna take the Gutter Snipe. Like we've already got set up. We got the Gutter Snipe, Electrify, Heroic Reinforcements. So we kind of have a setup there, but we have a precariously expensive curve here right now. This is not even a curve, it's more like a spike. Or how would I say this? It's more like the deck is saying if I don't fix this, it's gonna do something bad to me. So, still waiting for some packs to pass, but I don't mind this one so far. I guess the issue is if our opponent has say something like a Planeswalker or something that we can't hit with our Electrifies, we might have an issue there. Yeah, I could use another Gutter Snipe, but I sincerely doubt we're gonna get past another one. That's gonna be so odd. Also, it looks like there's a bit of slowdown in these areas here. So Fire Elemental, Tormenting Voice, Knight's Pledge, Desecrated Tome. I would like another copy of this, but this does nothing. I hate the idea of taking this, but I might have to, because it's either that or this one. I could just lean more towards red. Like we could just go red-white control. Do I want another one? I could just take the Tranquil Expanse, see if we can end up splashing something else, because I definitely don't want another one. We'll take the Tranquil Expanse as a safety. Okay, now we're cooking. We actually got most of the red cards back. There's Cancel that came back, but I'm taking Goblin Instigator. It's a good setup with Heroic Reinforcements. Trumpet Blast, not so much. I guess I could take the Trumpet Blast. Let's start getting more creatures in the next few packs. Alternatively, I could take the Naturalize, but I don't want to rely on this just to hit my sideboard. I could also just Lava Axe for the last 5 damage, but which is more likely to play? Let's take the Trumpet Blast. Crash True. I'm okay with Crash True. It's basically cycling. Hostile Minotaur is fine. I'm probably not gonna run the Trumpet Blast. Now this is the better sideboard card for us. Invoke the Divine. We don't have to stretch beyond that. Crash True is questionable. I'm gonna try to avoid running these, but on the other hand, we're not too entirely pressured. Also, imagine this Gutter Snipe next turn. Crash True, Crash True. draw some extra cards. Got ourselves a Marauding Raptor. Now, this will kill our tokens. It will also kill any creatures like these, so we have to be careful with that. But what else am I going to take? I could take Griffin Protector. I can also just go for Marauding Raptor into, like, say, Hostile Raptor. It'll kill our Gutter Snipe. Fire Elemental's fine. Stone Golem, very unimpressive, but it's better than not. Griffin Protector, I think I might rather have the Griffin Protector here. Although this one's a good early aggro creature, I can just have this, then I can just burn the rest of the way. Yeah, why not? If any, I'm not too married to white yet. Hey, we got Temple of Triumph, so... Unchained Berserker would be my other choice. This one gives us some early aggro, but it's not... I'll take Temple of Triumph. It's not often that we get the land that matches, so I'm going to risk it. So far at this stage, I'm kind of fine with what we have. Makes me feel like we're playing a cycling style deck. Also, I don't mind turn 2 Marauding Raptor, turn 3 Hostile Minotaur, turn 4 Fire Elemental if things go well. There is some vulnerability placed to it, but if we time it right, it should not be an issue. There's a Dragon Mage. There's also a Chandra's... Okay, got even more removal here. Steadfast Sentry, when it dies, put a +1/+1 target creature you control. This is actually fine. I would rather have the Chandra's Ember Cat. It actually does combo with Fire Elemental. Also gives us early aggro. We're not going to hit Marauding Raptor every time. Dragon Mage, I'm hoping this will come back and wheel. Yeah, when in doubt, pick red over white. Hit ourselves the Lavakin Brawler. Oh, this is fine. I definitely want Lavakin Brawler. Let's start focusing on elementals. Unfortunately, red and white, it's really more red and blue. We also got Planar Cleansing. But triple white is a bit of a stretch. I'm going to just take the Lavakin Brawler at this point. Another Ember Cat is fine. So we're setting up for some early aggro into maybe... Like, as long as it's your turn, the Aeronaut has flying, that's fine. Enters... This is all... Squad Captain's a good top end. So it's either that or another Brawler. The only thing I like about Brawler is that it has a decent back end. It will survive a lot. Maybe even more than Squad Captain. Yeah, we're going to focus more on red as much as possible. We're not exactly keeping any of these. I will take the Angelic Gift at this rate. So there is a Battalion Foot Soldier a while ago, but between that... Actually, here's another thing. We can take Heart Piercer Bow. Like, I can start swinging with these guys early. Get some damage through. There's also Marauder's Axe. There's a Steadfast Sentry. How many creatures we have? 9 and 6. I might value the creature. I figured this would come back. I did not expect this one to come back, but I'm definitely taking that. And now we got a whole lot of nothing. Reveal the top card. And that's an... Well, I'm not planning on running anything else. Let's just snipe the uncommon. So if you're tuning in, we are doing core set draft. We're currently in the core set 2020 pack. We have a bit of an elemental midway, though we're pretty much have a lot of burn control here. Like, of the 6 non-creature spells, it's pretty much removal. The exception is Heroic Reinforcements and Invoke the Divine. Reckless Airstrike. Another sideboard card, but I probably might not... I think I'd rather have the Windscarred Crag here. Let's have our mana base fixed. Vial of Dragonfire, not the best, but... Would I rather have that or Bloodfell Caves? I don't really want this. I'm gonna take the Bloodfell Caves. We might need to side into something. Like, say... What's a good card to side in? Well, we're not exactly siding in, but what's a good card to have? Probably the Unholy Indenture. Got the Aeronaut back, but we are heavy on the 4 mana slot, and I'm not too pleased with that. Got a Houndmaster. We got Angelic Ascension, which is really good removal. We can also just use it on our own cards, so that's something to consider. The safe bet is Scorching Dragonfire. It's yet more removal. I do have answers to a 4/4 creature or planeswalker. But I think the safe bet is still take the Scorching Dragonfire. But now we need to have actual good creatures here. Unfortunately, we're not exactly drawing them in our colors. Rambunctious Mutt, destroy target art. You know what? I'll take this one. I might not need to run Invoke the Divine if I can get away with this instead. It's kind of weird, but also not liking the idea of having a lot of double white pips, but we can get away with that. Right now we have a super weird curve. It's a 2 into a 4 spike. We want either more 2s or more Pitchburn Devils. Sky Scanner is fine. Falconer Adept. This one actually buys us time, especially if we can swing through. I would like to take Feat of Resistance, but we do have to take the Falconer Adept. Yeah, we have a huge curve problem. For a red-white deck, we are running top heavy. So cards I probably want to cut would be the Aeronaut. Sure, it has flying, but we could do better than that. Yeah, let's cut the Aeronaut for now. I'm still looking for cheaper creatures, like Makeshift Battalion's fine. Sure Strike is removal. I'm kind of forced to take the Makeshift Battalion at this point. Yeah, we are hurting for early drops. This is the style of deck we're running. We do have 15 creatures already, so I'm still on the lookout for... I'm still actually on the lookout for creatures, though Burns more removal is fine too. I can't argue with that. Worst case scenario, if I assumedly don't draw anything else, I can just run these 2 Crash Trues. Let's just call it Cycling 1. Nothing wrong with Cycling 1. Yet another Crash True. There's a dub here, but wow, none of these are great. I could just take the Defiant Strike as cycling that I want to actually main deck. There's a Waker of Waves. So it looks like red and white is awfully dry here. So we're TM in big trouble. Well, okay. We have another good 2-drop Hobble Fiend. We have a bit of an anti-synergy with Marauding Raptor, but we can basically just get this down early. We probably should be on the lookout for tricks like this, or maybe even copies of Revitalize is not bad. It's a way to buy time for us to hit our removal and our big stuff. I'm willing to take a copy of Revitalize. So we need to check what kind of cards we want to actually... Well, I did say I want to cut the Aeronaut. We'll cut that. Probably have the Revitalize in. This looks like a good mix. 915. We didn't exactly draw any cards that Daybreak Charger. Oh, that's a good one. 2-drop. So, and we got the Angelic Ascension back. I'm probably gonna take this now. It's awkward because another thing we can do is we can just cast it on our own stuff. It's quite... secure the Scene or Epitaph Golem. This one takes care of any permanent. I don't like it though. I don't like either of these. Let's just take that Epitaph Golem. I don't... Pitchburn Devils, a bit too expensive for what we're doing. Shield Mates. Yeah, we're rounding out the deck here. It's basically the cards that we don't exactly want to run. We're not an... So we're more of a control aggro rather than all-in aggro style deck. So got a few gems back. That's probably from the temple. So let's fix our mana base slightly with these 2. But now we have to make some decisions here. So what is the... So I'm okay with Rambunctious Mutt. It takes care of artifact or enchantment. I like our creature mix. I'm okay with the Defiant Strike and Revitalize as a way to draw true stuff. I'm okay with Marauding Raptor. I'm okay with these guys. Do I want to fit in Angelic Ascension? Probably not. Our 4-drop... I could slot out the 4-drop and add in the Angelic Ascension that way. If I do slot out the 4-drop, it's probably the Hostile Minotaur. I do need to make another cut though. I want to keep them other cards. I'm gonna cut the Revitalize for now. We'll just run with Defiant Strike. Let's also run the Angelic Ascension. This one's pretty much a test. But otherwise, I don't mind I don't have any other clever things to say about it. Other options like Angelic Gift is another option for a card draw. I might choose that over Defiant Strike actually. Yeah, because we might need to slip damage through. Also, at least by not having 1-drops, it's okay. So we're running... This is fine. As a mana base, this is fine. So we're gonna see how well we do with this one. Knock on wood, we do this one quite well. If things don't pan out as much, like what I can do is I can just run the cycling cards. They're not that impressive though. We just have to be aware of our own non-bows. That said, we have a decent start. We are holding a lightning strike for our opponent's first shot. We need another mana now to hit Griffin Protector, but and electrify it at that. But at least we have options. Opponent goes charging Mutt. I'm just gonna burn it now. I don't know why, I just felt like it. Maybe because I want to drop the Steadfast Sentry next turn and I don't want to have to think about it. Okay, we hit the mana for Electrify, so that's good news. So even if our opponent manages to get 25 life, we can still snipe this. Favor of the Bitten, so it's a 4-4. Opponent going aggro that way. So I have to also be careful. Our opponent could have Feat of Resistance and other such spells. I could play the Griffin Protector first. Yeah, let's play the Griffin Protector first. Gets us a little extra damage through. I figure our opponent would have a burn spell. Yeah, shock. Should have swung first. Well, c'est la vie. So our opponent's playing the exact same style of deck as we are. We're gonna take that hit. Let's see if our opponent has... Okay, Defiant Strike is fine. I need them to tap out a bit so I can wipe this. Okay, we are kind of fine. So we managed to survive that one for now. Opponent... I'm gonna go swing. Might not be the best plan, but it's something. Opponent looks like they're flooded, so that's good news for us. Draw a card. Okay, not liking the land. I'm just trying to see if our opponent has something else better. Looks like they're really flooded. Let's see if they have that protection spell. No, they don't. So we managed to scorching. So we managed to fire through that one. It's creature or planeswalker. So let's save. So let's save that for later. Our opponent might say drop a huge dragon, perhaps. No, got a concession there. So we managed to get that one. So that's a good start for us. We got a good win there. Okay, let's take a look and see. Let's see if we can get more out of this. Also, I forgot to press start recording. You know what? I'm gonna start recording now. Then I'm going to just have to splice this video onto our download of the Facebook video. Unfortunately, the Facebook download is usually, for lack of a better word, underwhelming. Like you're not gonna get a very good quality out of that one. I should really put a reminder to record. When I was doing this back in XSplit, it gave you it will record automatically. It gives you that option. So kind of missed that one there. Again, very good start. Although, actually, it's not too bad to start. If we draw into lands, we can like Cleansing Nova our way out of trouble. So we're looking for another white source. Gutter Snipe is fine. So I'm aiming for Gutter Snipe into Heroic Reinforcements into Angelic Ascension on the... And I don't think our... Rotting Regisaur is probably the only thing I would cast Angelic Ascension for. Not Steadfast Sentry. Okay. Got the upgrade. If our opponent stacks a bunch of auras, okay, that might be an argument for casting Angelic Ascension. It has Vigilance too, so I'm probably just going to cast Heroic Reinforcements. Swing with everything. I want to see how our opponent blocks. Because the plan is basically to throw Gutter Snipe away anyway. Opponent has their own Angelic Ascension. Okay. So that's fine. You get our initial damage through. So we have an alternate plan. I can play Ember Cat, Ascension one of our tokens. Angel of Dawn. Nope. We're going to just... Nope, we're not gonna mess around. We're gonna just wipe the board. Make sure we click the correct thing. So next turn is Ember Cat. If our opponent tries to do something, then we have Angelic Ascension. Gaggle Master. Ooh, so I want to play Ember Cat first, then play Marauding Raptor. Now the catch is we need to start drawing our removal because we're about to be bodied by flyers. I'm actually going to take that hit for now because I have no idea what that touch lifelink. Okay. That's an issue. I wish I had the regular burn spell so I don't have to spend this Angelic Ascension. Nope, it's a land. This is what? If a dinosaur dealt damage this way, so nope, it's only going to be a 2/3, so I might as well smack now. Opponent blocks with that. That is fine. Play the Fire Elemental. So now we just need to survive this top here. Our opponent has more cards than we do, so that is a problem. Yeah, we did play 2 more lands than our opponent. That would explain the land differential. No response. Very, very suboptimal, but it's better than nothing. That said, we are literally living off the top of our library now, and we just expended most of our good stuff. Yeah, that's a problem. Legion's and the Legion's Judgment too. Wow, we just got flooded really hard. So we need to hit burn spells or else it's over for us. Nope, it's over. It's over. We drew way too many lands at this point. So needing card draw is fine, but that's sometimes how it goes. Opponent was more set up for a longer term engagement. Yeah, the Macabre Waltz was very good against us. We needed to be able to put more pressure, but yeah, so we wanted to have a much earlier start. I'm trying to see if like there's any additional card draw we could add or any additional cheap creature, but kind of blanking on that one. Do I want to cut down to 16 lands? You know what? Just as an experiment, let's cut down to 16. We're probably going to suffer a lot of mana problems, but I want to test things out. And we're actually subbing it with additional card draw, so... And we only top out at 5 anyway. Yeah, you can hear me trying to justify a really bad decision right now. So that don't take it as canon. And again, this is a relatively new format in the sense that, well, we're only doing it now. So we got... Okay. This is where the lack of mana punishes us. So I want to run Falconer Adept first, because we do want to get combat through. I'm not gonna waste time. Yeah, we're still flooding on mana. Maybe me firing off these spells too early might be an issue. Resembling Skeleton. This one triggers on when it attacks, so it's actually fine for us. Now, this is the part where our opponent might have removal for this. Like, it could be one of the spells where you sack the creature to nuke this creature. Okay, he's giving it a bad stare right now. Woodland Champion. I'm gonna go for the trade. If our opponent's willing to trade Woodland Champion for the Falconer Adept, it feels bad for us, but it gives us an early shot. Opponent's just gonna buy time instead. That's... Ooh, nice. Well, it's card for card, so I can't complain too much about that one. Unfortunately, not having this be our only removal is a problem. So Lavakin Brawler is going to be buying us a lot of time. And we're still flooding. No point in attacking. Wow, it's as if the game's out to get us. No. No, I have no explanation. Other than it happens. I actually kind of want our opponent to try to dump even more stuff now. Okay. I'm afraid he might have another one of these, but he hasn't attacked yet. I'm gonna wait. I've already demonstrated that I'm mana flooded. Opponents. Does he have an actual... Well, he can actually just get this back, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, he can always get this back, so it's a non-issue in that sense. It doesn't solve our mana issues right now. Opponent probably just puts a +1/+1 counter, so we're gonna end up trading this. I'm gonna swing with this, see if our opponent is willing to trade. Now that the Scavenging Ooze is gone, it's a non-issue. Yeah, he's willing to trade. Which is probably also bad for us because it means our opponent has like a Macabre Waltz again, but looks like he's flooded too. And our opponent's actually in complaining mode. He might have removal for this. Well, I also have removal. Well, I used up the Scorching Dragonfire, so that's a shame. So I'm gonna swing with this, see if our opponent has because at most we're just gonna keep bouncing this off against each other. It's a non-issue. In fact, it's more likely our opponent's about to rebuff their situation rather than Mammoth Spider. So even if we hit Angelic Ascension, that's a problem. And they got to go wide with the Ferocious Pup. We can try to buy some time. Heroic Reinforcements buys us time. Let's see. None of this will dodge the Mammoth Spider. I'm gonna let our opponent hit first. We're not exactly in any danger quite yet. Famous last words. Goblin Instigator is actually very good here. So most likely I end up trading the Steadfast Sentry for the Wolf token. It will allow me to buff the Daybreak Charger. In fact, it... One damage is one damage. Go ahead. Crypt Lurker, you may sacrifices the skeleton. Okay, that's fine. Then gets to replay it again. So opponent getting their synergies going. We need... So we need a good go-wide situation here. So we'll take that hit. Buys. Opponents should be suspicious why we're willing to take the extra damage. At this point, I wish I had the Trumpet Blast or the no Inspiring Charge. We do have a Trumpet Blast though. Let's get some extra value this way, but we're only doing it once. Silverback Shaman. Okay, so our opponent just has bigger creatures. We do need them to swing once. Or we can just cast an Angelic. I can trade this actually. He's actually gonna let it through because he knows I can just pump it to oblivion. So we're gonna go with that. So now opponent knows we have quite a few charges to pump on Hobble Fiend if we have to. So like if he swings, I can just block by some time that way. I'm expecting our opponent to have some sort of removal. Now if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it on the 5-4, not the 3-4. Let's see if our opponent does any... Nope. Well, it does have trample, but we do trade it. And I do get to buff the Hobble Fiend. Vivian Arcbow Ranger. So it's a good thing we got rid of the... So let's see. Could use the Mammoth. Most likely does the +2. I really want to save this Angelic Ascension for as long as possible. I'm guessing our opponent just... Oh, pumps that. I don't like sacking these too early, but it's the only way it's getting through. So now our opponent probably just starts pumping this one, but without an anti-flyer, we're kind of solid. Now if our opponent has removal... Yeah, now we're running into the issue that we're going to have a problem on the ground. We need to draw into more creatures or start drawing some of our burn spells at this point. Yeah, it's not... Honestly, it's still not looking great. I'm tempted to do a block sack, set our opponent to 8. And this is what, trample? Yeah, trample is an issue too. I'm actually gonna just have to take it. Oh. Full control. I could just wait. So, first things first, we're going to snipe Vivian. Just to stop that shenanigan from happening. Now we need to start surviving the ground battle. So pass. Block with Marauding Raptor. Block to damage. Please no big combat trick. That would really annoy me. So we're gonna go down to 5. Opponent's still at the healthy 16, and they're just one removal spell away from wrecking us. Okay, there's an Electrify. I don't like their opponent's... So Hired Blade Flash, that's okay. So 1, 2. So down to 2. Does our opponent have the removal? Yeah. Okay, that was a bit too snide, but I didn't want to set up the different else. Yeah, we managed to save ourselves with the timely electrify. Opponent was hoping to get through with that one, but we managed to get that victory. So that is really tough. So 2 wins, 1 loss, 16 lands. Haven't been still flooding at times, but I'm actually in that situation. The revitalize did help us, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's see if we can. Hitting 4 wins is still a bit elusive for me. I'm still hoping that we can get there. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, my personal goal at least is to make platinum in limited, which is what I usually do. But Caltime was such a hard run. At least for constructed, I'm currently sitting at plat 1, though it's a bit of a toughie. So I'm no guarantees I make it out. Okay, this one's sketch. We have a Scorching Dragonfire, but if we don't hit multiple lands, I'm gonna mulligan this. This is better. Between the Revitalize and the Daybreak Charger, we have a better start. I can bin the Falconer Adept, actually. So we have the Revitalize to give us the extra card draw. Kinda wish I had more of these now, but yeah. Since we know we need the mana, we probably need the mana more than the early 3-1 aggro. So that's why I'm holding it back. Yeah, just gonna hit Highland game. Oh, this is fine. Okay, yeah, perfectly fine. I am willing to trade 1 token for the game. It's also possible our opponent has like a Pump Aura, though that's usually in white, though green does have some of those. Setessan Training. Interesting. Does our opponent want to trade? Oh, he does. Well, it does have Trample, it makes sense, but I'm still gonna make that trade. Actually, you should have checked if Unsummon was in this format. So, Steadfast Sentry. Yeah, turns out this Angelic Gift was a big lifesaver. Yeah, it's also very good card draw, so it's a good thing I kept that one in. Opponent is the mill deck. It's this whenever you draw a card. So we still need to hit lands. Well, we lost our board wipe, but I don't think we need board wipe. We still need lands, though. I want to hit that Electrify. Especially if our opponent's running a Netcaster Spider. That's perfect. So next turn we run the Griffin Protector. Yeah. Reign of Revelation. Ooh, that's a mill 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can get our opponent down to 1. We can also kill our opponent if we draw our heroic reinforcements and not mill it. We hit a land. It doesn't make a real difference here. I'm gonna play the Griffin Protector. He probably needs more card draw at this point. If he just has one big creature, that's not gonna save him. Our opponent, rather. Boreal Elemental, that's not gonna do it. Oh, and he even gets the boost too. Yeah, good game. I've actually been trimming the emotes a bit. Yeah, okay, made it to gold 2, so if we do really well, we could at least we could aim for a gold 1. So that's pretty much the aim there. So yeah, we're 1 win away from the magical for. I think our opponent had a good idea with the mill deck. I think what happened was our opponent got stuck on blue cards. They only had one island, and it's possible they had a bunch of double blue stuff. That's one possibility. Or the other one was they prioritize card draw because of the Psychic Corrosion. That's what the card does. Now that I mention it, Psychic Corrosion really feels like it's a Teferi's Tutelage that does not power itself. So we're missing white mana, but we do have early shot. Early drops here. I'm willing to keep this one for that sense. Like Hobble Fiend into Goblin Instigator holding up 1 mana is a possibility. I don't mind trading a 2/1 trample, though I might be better off just playing Goblin Instigator early. Otherwise, it's Goblin Instigator into Makeshift Battalion and maybe Hobble Fiend hold up. Opponent is starting, but I haven't decided what to drop quite yet. Okay. Did not want to see Cleansing Nova this early. Then again, this is the first time we kept the 2-lander, so I feel like I probably should really be more careful when keeping these. Yeah, we had two plays. I think you know what I'm going to be playing last. Opponent leading off on blues. Not very encouraging either, but still better. Leading off on mono blue. This could be a mill deck again. But except we don't have to start to punish it. Or it could be blue X and all the early cards are the X color. Spark Hunter Masticore. Ooh, that's a problem. It does gain indestructible if it leaves up enough mana, so that's an issue. Can't get electrified that. Ironically enough, if I can Cleansing Nova, I can select artifacts, but I think it's a good chance our opponent. This is actually a very good non-committal drop to take. It's 3 mana, 3/4 always works. Opponent's definitely mono blue. Even Wind Mage. So we're gonna go on the go wide plan first. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be looking at our opponent. Our opponent has to keep dropping things. Because he knows I'm threatening to just swing with the Hobble Fiend and just pump it up. Mistral Sing. So I'm actually going to offer... It's not really much of a trade if I have the option to sack something to it. If he... Okay, that would be considered a trade. If he casts a spell like Opt... Also, an interesting thing I can do is like cast Makeshift Battalion, hold full control, sack it to Hobble Fiend, so... Opponent going for the discard. They are blue-white, so no reanimation. Sage's Rodents. It is a mill deck. He's trying to decide. He knows if he blocks Hobble... He knows I could just pump the tokens out. He might leave the Aven Wind Mage... Oh, he's going for the double. So let's see. 1, 2, 3... I can set it to a 4-3. I'm just going to trade everything here. It takes away their mill plan. And if they drop something that really big that I have to answer, I have a Cleansing Nova. Seasoned Hollowblade is not it. Let's see if they actually... Yeah, they're not going to counter that. Yeah, so it's a good thing I didn't bother leaving creatures behind if Seasoned Hollowblade was going to be an issue. Cerulean Drake, protection from red. Well... One is going to leave it behind as a... So we got Falconer Adept. We also got Lavakin Brawler. I'm gonna play the Falconer Adept first. It gives me... Well, I probably should have played the Lavakin Brawler first. Our opponent's holding up counter mana. So I'm going to wait until I can give this one the +1/+1 counter. It would incentivize the block of the Seasoned Hollowblade. Cerulean Drake blocking this is fine. Also, sacrifice target spell that targets you. Okay, something to consider. Yarok's Wave Crasher. Return another creature you control. That's fine. I want to see how our opponent blocks. Okay, that's expected. Then he's gonna end up having to discard a... Oh, he didn't discard a card. He forgot to discard a card. Or he has a Cleansing Nova, in which case that it didn't matter. So we're still gonna keep swinging past that Cerulean Drake at this point. Now it only protects from spells that target our opponent. It doesn't, and the Pro Red deals with that. It doesn't protect from spells that will target their creatures. So we're basically forcing our opponent to go Tolarian Kraken. So maybe I should not have played all those extra creatures out. Our opponent will block 2. We will get some damage through. So opponent blocks that. Opponent blocks that. So Steadfast Sentry. We may tap or untap target creature. So our opponent might have instant speed card draw that would mess up our combat math. But we just need to keep punching at this point. Winged Words, okay, that'll tap that, I suppose. It doesn't really matter if you're not attacking those, so probably opponent did not bother. Can't be blocked by green creatures, so I'm basically trying to force enough damage through. Okay, so I still can't spend mana. Now let's hope our opponent does not have another Cerulean Drake. We need to start playing creatures on the board first or hope our opponent taps out. We cannot cast Lightning Strike on 2 or 3 open mana. Celestial Enforcer. Let's see if our opponent actually has a counterspell for this. Preferably, it's an expensive one. It's an expensive one. Ugh! Woo! We got that one! Celestial Nova saves the day. And we got Celestial Nova saves the day. There we go. At least in core sets, you know you are reliant on your rare, so you can't complain about them too much. That said, if you position yourself, the rares themselves are not completely invincible, so you might be able to still get some shots through it. So at least we got our 4 wins. I'm hoping to get some more, if only to make up for all the dud drafts I did before. Okay, this is a very good opening hand for us. So, turn 2 Goblin Instigator. Opponent has the Arsonist. Yeah, we want those bigger creatures. So the Instigator, it probably ends up just trading wholesale with the Arsonist. Can't be helped. So I actually do want to play Protector next. Actually, Lavakin Brawler is fine as the next one. I'm trying to think if there's any flash creature that I have to be aware of. I'm just gonna swing. Blocks takes 1, swap, exchange for 2. I'm fine with the exchange. That's why I'm letting it. That's why I'm doing the trade now. My concern is our opponent might also be mono red. My concern is our opponent might also have a fistful of burn as well. So let's start with creatures that... Let's force our opponent to have big spells like the Electrify. Otherwise, they're going to have to... Goblin Wizardry. That's fine. Actually, I don't know if that's fine because our opponent could now cast the burn spells and swing through with this. So... Well, Pack Mastiff is... That's fine. We got the Fire Elemental. I have to be careful with prowess though, so I'm actually going to play this one first. I'm tempted to swing with this one. Our opponent could just prowess burn then do a single block. Or they could just mass block. I probably aim at the Pack Mastiff anyway. And if our opponent doesn't have the prowess, we deal 4. No, opponent's letting it through. Okay. Opponent might have burn. No one goes into mono red without a fistful of burn. If they drop a lot, load more creatures. Fury of the Bitten. Oh, they might be unloading that way, eh? I'm gonna force them to have the extra mana. Or I'm gonna force them to basically use up their pump effects now. I would like a 2-drop to go with the Falconer Adept at least. Volcanic Geyser. That's fine, we end up trading that one. I could have traded with this one. And this one's, yeah, for each elemental you control. Okay, so it's only gonna be a tree. If he can equip this to what? No, it's... I'm thinking if I can afford to take them. So because of this, I end up with a 3-4. And this forces him to sack that, which is actually fine. It's 2 to equip. So I'm probably gonna just do the safety. I'm concerned our opponent might have a 1-mana spell, but I'm gonna go for it. Well, it's only a 3/3 now anyway. So haste will do us in. So at least we have the Falconer. Opponent has their own fire elemental. It's the M20 style. So it's a mandatory block on the fire elemental. I'm not going down to 3. Not in a format with lightning strike. Then they'll see. If our opponent has a way to kill this token, deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. You know what? He spent multiple cards just to get that to happen. I'm going to let him do it. So it's a race to see who can draw something first. Also not liking. Okay, got the gutter snipe. Yeah, gutter snipe exacts. There we go. So we managed to survive. We managed to win that one finally. Okay, doing very well. Let's see if we can get that last few wins. Yeah, okay. Hey, Sabir Balok, thank you for liking this video. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. Yeah, thanks to everyone who's tuning in. So far, we've gotten 5 wins, if I'm not Yeah, we've gotten to 5 wins, which is first time in a long time. So I'm very appreciative of it. I'm also trying to view this one comment, but I can't see it. Oh, Sabir says hi. Let me greet you properly. It's only 5 minutes in, so I didn't miss you that much. Nope, not hello seahorse, just hello. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. So let's see if we can keep this train going. So we are an aggro control. I hate using the term aggro control because it feels like a compromise between one another. Let's just say it's light aggro elements being supported by a good amount of removal. That's one way to put it. And we did have to be very creative with some of our spells. Angelic Ascension doing a lot of good work. Cleansing Nova doing quite a bit of good work too. So can't complain too much. What else can I say? Didn't get too didn't get too screwed by the rampaging for. Is that rampaging ferocity? No, I'm mixing it up with the. I'm mixing it up with the good 3 drop. This one was the 2 drop that just makes your stuff cheaper. It just takes a bite out of them every time, and a lot of my creatures do have 2 toughness, so it's not always a good drop. That said, we do have a turn 2 Hobble Fiend into a Hobble Fiend Battalion. Angelic Gift also doing good work too. So. Liking our setup so far. So opponent also has their own temple. Oh yeah, so we do want to set up. Yeah, we want to set up another land, knowing that we're about to get Lava Kin Brawler Extraordinaire. So actually, by itself, it's a 3/4, so which is fine. Opponent Yeah, let's see if this baits our opponent into playing removal. Transmorgifying Wand. You know what? I would love for you to transmorgify my stuff. There is also the chance that our opponent is transmorgifying their own stuff. Like, this would be a good candidate. Yeah, it's also a bit... Okay. I can play the Angelic Gift just to annoy our opponent. Start swinging up top. Let's play the Lavakin Brawler first. Because Sun Cleanser, it's basically just a 1/4 wall at this point. We need to have ways to punch through it. The second Lavakin Brawler will turn this into a 4/4. Should give us a shot. It's all if our opponent Luminous Bonds. That might force our opponent to start turning these into some smaller creatures. And we can spend the Hobble Fiend to nuke this one if we have to. Though, feels poor. We also have a Daybreak Charger on backup if we need it. I would not be surprised if our opponent decides to transmorgify the Lavakin Brawler. I'm okay with the 2 White Ox. So this will hit as a 3/4. I can make this hit as a 3/2. So opponent looks like they're going to be Ancestral Blade with a 1/1 soldier. You know what? Wait, can't... Oops. As long as Sun Cleanser remains on the battlefield. Ah, okay. That's a very good one. But no, it doesn't matter. I would have played the same anyway. So opponent probably just blocks with the Sun Cleanser. No biggie. We're just taking advantage of the fact our opponent is stuck transmorgifying our creatures, not exactly removing them. So we got Daybreak Charger to punch through if we have to. Yeah, we're going to lose the Griffin. I could play the Angelic Gift, but... yeah, our opponent being stuck on mana helps us quite a bit. Hit our 6 mana. This is destroy target creature, so I probably should wait for our opponent to use it up. Okay, so opponent raises the alarm. That should buy our opponent a few blockers. Actually, our opponent could start throwing all of these down. He could even trade for the Ox, which I'm actually fine with, because our opponent already invested one charge on it. They could have taken down the other one instead of that one. I'm not so sure why, but I'm fine. I'm fine with that setup, and our opponent is down to 10 life. Opponent could spend them. It's 1 to equip, 1 to charge. Let's say turn this one down. Opponent finally hits 4 mana. We're probably gonna just keep swinging all the way. This can only be activated as a sorcery, so I'm still gonna have something like I could put this on Daybreak Charger. Silver Smoke Ghoul, that's fine. Yeah, equip it, sure. I'm actually gonna cast Angelic Gift first. I'm gonna put in the Daybreak Charger because it's not such a great loss. Also, it means our opponent is less likely to... They're more likely to actually just block the Lavakin Brawler. Yeah, that's fine. So that Sun Cleanser is still up and running. I will note that I had chances to just nuke all artifacts, but I would rather pretty much save at this point. Our opponent is about to... Well, let's just have a Fencing Ace. They can Transmorgify... So this one's not a good attack. They're going to Transmorgify that one, so that one goes. That said, the Oxen are still fine attackers. Heroic Reinforcements also messes up the map too. What happens is... Opponent can't block this. Can block it with this. I think we get through with this. Not too sure about the math, but I think that should do it. Okay, they blocked the two biggest creatures, the 4 and the 3. That's still a lot of damage getting through. And if he blocks it this way, yeah, we get there for the win. Heroic Reinforcements. Now that is the proper token maker. I do like Transmorgifying one, but that's only if your opponent is playing really busted creatures. I would not... The fact that our opponent had to spend it on all our virtual vanilla 4-drops, not a great... Yeah, our opponent being stuck on mana for quite a while hurt them also. Also, we had the Fire Elemental on standby, but that's needs to be seen. So we are one... So there, we are one win away from sweeping this one. We finally got this far. I'm so happy. Now let's see if we can go all the way now. Yeah, that said, do leave in the comments what time are you guys usually able to tune in, because I'm still figuring out whether I should turn in earlier 8:30, turn in later 9. I could turn in even later, like say 10, but wow, that's gonna be super late. I don't mind though. I'm kind of fine with that. We can afford to one loss. We can have this in... No, we have this into this. Let's go for... Probably a mistake. And yeah, if you tuned in, you might have tuned into me making a mistake of keeping this semi-awkward... Yeah, the Marauding Raptor. Yeah, not Ferocodon, just Raptor. Okay. The good news is actually, it's awkward with the Falconer Adept. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna play the Instigator first. Let's play all these smaller sideways creatures first before I invest in the Raptor. Ghostly Pilfer. Let's see if our opponent is willing to trade. Now, Now, since I'm expecting tap bounce type effects, we're gonna target the token. It's also possible our opponent just takes the hit. They can discard a card, not be blocked. It does give us free reign to swing back. Let's see if he's willing to trade now. He might even have a pump effect. In which case, it's better that he uses the pump effect now on defense rather than on offense. So it makes this cheaper, but I might opt to just electrify something instead based on what... Also, our opponent missed a land drop. Okay, no, they got it back. So, Lavakin Brawler. I'm actually going to just play this. Let's see if they have the counter spell. Nope. It'll survive that. Again, let's keep offering the trade as much as possible. If our opponent wants to bounce this, I'm fine with it. The fact that our opponent hasn't attacked at all... Okay, he blocks a token, which... If he blocks the Raptor, I'm perfectly fine with it. It unlocks the Adept. He's gonna block a token. Opponent really deciding. They might be concerned that I have a big drop that depends on the Marauding Raptor. Little does our opponent know that the Marauding Raptor is actually messing us up. And we can thank our opponent for clearing up the Marauding Raptor for us. Opponent drops an Aven Wind Mage. Gonna drop the Lavakin Brawler. I don't like the idea of trading tokens, but we might... Yeah, there's a good chance it's the flying token that gets nuked. So with our opponent being stuck, and playing 3 colors at that, let's see what their Saber-Tooth Mauler. If a creature died this turn, that would be yours. Yeah, opponent is willing to keep the... Oh, down to 1. So opponent needs a board wipe. No, they don't have it. We got there. So we finally made our 7 wins. Wow, I'm gonna have to do one quick event, but at least we got very close here. It's a long time since we last savored the victory of a 7x, and we managed to get there. So I guess we can call this draft right here. It's also note that we got past that Cleansing Nova. We got past that Cleansing Nova turn 2, so that, pick 1, pick 2, so that was perfectly great for us. We also got the benefit of we didn't end up with drafting the planar cleansing. Cleansing Nova was perfectly fine, and I have to agree with that. And we get 6 packs. Let's check if it's 6 packs of Core 19, or if it's a mix of. It's 6 packs of Core 19. Okay, I'm not that impressed. I don't know if I've opened a lot of this or not, but I'm gonna crack this open for you guys. And Runic Armasaur never got traction in Standard. Pelaka Worm, this one is a good one. If I had drafted the Ajani's Last Stand, I probably would have ended up with a more controlling deck. I don't think it would have been a great idea. We would have been more reactive than interactive. Infernal Reckoning. This is actually a good sideboard card is for Historic now. It's colorless permanent, right? Desecrated Tomb. Yeah, we didn't draft it, so we ended up getting it here. Would have I'm trying to remember if I could have rare drafted some occasions. Vivian's Invocation. Sure. And finally, last pack. So many old packs. So okay, the wild card makes up for it. That was a good one. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. If you please let me know. Throw a like or a greeting so I can greet you properly. But as always, thank you very much. I do appreciate you you guys watching this one. I I could not for the life of me win a draft for such a long time. Not I could finally rest at ease at least a little bit. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Thank you, Sabir Balok, for greeting. Hi. Thank you for joining the ride with me. Thank you for everyone else as well. Yep. Thank you very much. Have a great week, everyone.